It's not really just like The Wall, but it's like a pop opera, like she said. It's pop to its fullest potential. So Easy Lover to me gives like bangers a little bit, which is more of that earlier vocal style that she used to do. Her vocals have been giving early Miley. I'm so happy that she is doing this interview with Zane Lowe. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Talk Miley to Me, your favorite Miley Cyrus podcast. I'm Molly, and today we're doing a solo episode. It's just me, Molly, today. Becky will be back next week because next week's an important week. We are less than 10 days away. Less than 10 days away from Miley Cyrus's new album, Something Beautiful, to come out. Can you even believe it? It feels like kind of not that long ago, we had the Harper's Bazaar interview come out where she was, hinting like, yeah, I have this new album come out. It's called Something Beautiful. And I remember Becky and I were like, she's going to change the name. She's going to change her personality by the time it comes out. And no. She feels very strongly about this album. She has put her whole soul into this album, y'all. I mean, Becky and I could tell when looking at her film, like when looking at her film for the first time when we went to New York. I mean, it's just something so different than she's ever done before. So different in every way. Musically, lyrically, the strongest, I would argue. You can just tell like she really cares about this piece of work. I'm so freaking excited to like have this album, not just physically, but like be able to be like, oh, I'm feeling like I want to listen to Something Beautiful, turn on Spotify. Hey, Google, play Something Beautiful by Miley Cyrus. And not me waiting because I know there's a Google around here somewhere. But but I'm just really excited for that. I'm really excited to like have it, to stream it, to look at the lyrics, to analyze it, to talk about it on this podcast, guys. It's a great week. It's a great year. It's a great day to be a smiler. And I don't care. Okay, listen, I'm getting so off topic, but I don't care if saying smiler is childish. I don't care. What else are we called? Like, fan bases have names. And it's not our fault that the fan base was made when we were all children. Honestly, if anything, that just is amazing that we have such a childish fan base name. But I saw someone on Twitter being like, oh my God, she doesn't want to call you guys smilers because she's not 15 anymore. What are we called then? Miley Cyrus fans? Boring. That sounds boring. So I'm sticking with smilers. I don't care. So we have a lot to get into today, even though it's just me. It's just me. So thank you for sticking with me. I know Becky's not here. She's really busy with work this week. Like I said, it's her like busy time, and I'm actually going to be seeing her next weekend. I'm traveling to Chicago to see her. So we're going to do a ton of in-person content for the Something Beautiful release. We're going to be celebrating her birthday. I really want to vlog that trip too. I feel like you guys loved the YouTube vlog that we did when we went to New York for Miley's Something Beautiful event. Go check it out if you haven't yet. But that was so fun to do. Like, so fun to not just record, but also the editing of that. I don't know if it's because it's something so new for me, but I loved it. I thought it was so fun. So cool and casual too. I just thought it was amazing. So I might do something like that again for her album release weekend. We could title it that. So let me know if you wanted to see that. I'd love to do it. For this week, you got me. And we have some housekeeping we have to do. We have a lot of Something Beautiful news happening. A lot with the era right now, but then we are going to be focusing on voicemails because we have a lot of like speak pipe voice messages from you guys. Also to celebrate, I'm really in my like margarita era right now. Let's focus on that. You see that? If you're watching, I'm holding up my margarita. Here, you can hear me like a little ASMR for you. I'm really into making homemade margaritas right now. I've never been really a tequila girly. I don't know if it's because I'm 27 now. I don't know what's going on, but you gotta squeeze some fresh lime juice. I'm talking like you gotta get some hella limes. I have went through a lot of motherfucking limes, okay? Squeeze a little bit of lime, well, a lot of lime juice. I'm talking like 3 limes squeezed. A little bit of agave for the sweetness. Some triple sec And obviously tequila. I use El Mayor tequila. I think it's really good. But you can use it. I like 618 too. I like Kendall Jenner's tequila. It's actually really good. If there's something that she is talented at, I'm just kidding. I love Kendall Jenner. But if there is something that she's talented at, it is making 618 tequila. It really is. And then you just shake that up. And then I like to personally put like a lemon lime seltzer water, like a club soda type of thing, like a Waterloo or a bubbly, like a flavored sparkling water. I like to fill the rest up with that. And there you go. It's so refreshing. It's literally so refreshing. But anyway, I'm drinking today because I just felt like it. I'm just in a good mood, and I thought it'd be so fun to just have a little drink with you guys, talk Miley, and listen to voicemails because it's going to be like a chill episode, Before we get into voicemails, there's a lot going on. Miley has been posting like little social media videos from when she was at the Spotify event. I guess they like recorded her answering more questions. There's a video of her opening her vinyl for the first time, which so cool that she cares so much about this album, y'all, that she was ecstatic to open up the vinyl, like have the physical copy. I don't know if we've seen her do like an unboxing like that before for an album in recent years. Like I said, I just feel like she really cares about this album. She's been answering questions, so I thought we could watch one because I have some thoughts.
Hi, I'm Miley, and I'm answering some questions with Spotify from my fans online. What are 3 words to describe something beautiful? Devotion, love, fantasy. Which visual are you most excited for the world to see? The visual I'm very excited for the world to see is Every Girl You've Ever Loved.
Yeah.
Because I have a very special feature, and it's major. It's iconic.
It is major. It is iconic.
How did the idea for a 6-minute song come about? The song just kept evolving and becoming something more and more special, especially with what Brittany Howard added to that song. She came up with such a beautiful part and some poetry, but this was definitely not an idea or a concept. This was something that just became, and I think that's what makes it so beautiful.
So this is really interesting to me. I love Walk of Fame. Walk of Fame, I'm so excited to rewatch that one because I felt like I had like an out-of-body experience with Walk of Fame. We did mention in a previous episode that it's her longest song she's ever done. Somebody clocked me, understandably. So somebody was like, oh, how could you forget Nothing Else Matters? And let me just say, I am a Nothing Else Matters cover stan. I stream that song probably more than the normal person. I love her cover of Nothing Else Matters with Metallica. But I guess I meant like her own original song. Like Nothing Else Matters is just a long song that she covered. She didn't like release it herself. Like it's not her song. Whereas Walk of Fame is like, this is her longest song that she's ever put out under her name, like an original song. So, but I appreciate like, that just means you guys are paying attention to what I'm saying, what I'm yapping about.
Is this the sister album to Dead Petz? I would say more than the sister album, it's more of this kind of spirit of that album. Dead Petz and Something Beautiful. These albums are the ones that I've had really the most full body yes to every single song, every lyric. I just feel so emotionally charged by and inspired by.
I totally agree with that. I feel like as much shit as Dead Petz gets from the general public, like I know as fans we eat up Dead Petz, know that. I listened to another podcast, I'm not going to say who, but they cover albums, they cover music, so that's totally up my alley. And they were shitting on Dead Petz. So like, it's interesting. It's like I'm, going back to the market research thing. I'm doing my market research, seeing what people out in the wild are saying about Miley's music. I don't even know if they had anything nice to say about Dead Petz. I can't recall because of how much negativity they had on the album, which is crazy to me because it is one of my favorite Miley albums. And I think the reason why it's one of my favorites is because for Miley Cyrus and her Dead Petz, you could tell that she put her whole soul into it. Like, I'm pretty sure MC and her Dead Petz was originally supposed to be a visual album. I know that they recorded a lot more visuals than they released for it. She put it out for free. If that doesn't tell you how much desire she had for Dead Petz, she'd put it out for free. Not under her currently then signed record label. This is giving the same in a sense of she really cares about this music. Like I have not seen her care about music as much as she does now since Dead Petz. Because of that, I could totally see what she means here. But musically, even lyrically, like this song, this album is so different than Dead Petz. From a sense of like listening to it, you wouldn't be like, oh, they sound the same. They don't.
How many packs of tissues will I need while listening? Are you planning on crying to this album? I mean, I hope you're crying because you love it so much. You're just so happy because I'm so happy with this album. On a scale of 1 to 10, how gay is this album? Infinite.
Like I said, she's doing all this promo and all this press because she really cares about this album. Speaking of promo, speaking of press, the day that this podcast episode comes out, Miley will be on Jimmy Kimmel Live. When was the last time she was on Jimmy Kimmel Live? I think it was for maybe promoting like Miley's New Year's Eve party, but that could have been Jimmy Fallon. Like, she has not done this in so long, I feel like. But she's going to be on Jimmy Kimmel Live. So obviously, y'all, if you're listening to this podcast the day this comes out, tune in for that. Next week, Becky and I are going to be talking all about that, all about her interview on Jimmy Kimmel. And we are going to be dissecting and talking about her Zane Lowe interview with Apple Music. This is what I have been wanting forever. I have been wanting her to do an interview with Zane Lowe for years now. I'm so happy that she is doing this interview with Zane Lowe for Apple Music. I think it is going to give us so much more connection and insight to how she feels about this album and who she is as a person right now. All of Zane Lowe's interviews with artists, I'm thinking Lady Gaga, I'm thinking Charlie XCX. Those are recent ones I've watched. I just love them. I love them. I always learn so much about the music that they're releasing. I think it's great promo because he's so like well respected and everyone's going to tune in for that. So that's coming out the day before this releases. So we're talking about both of those things next week, not this week, but we're being fed. We're being fed. Something else that's interesting right now is that Miley's social media released a link saying that if you are in certain, they had like a list of countries. If you are in these certain countries, you can enter for a chance to attend a Something Beautiful album listening event. Global album listening events. And the list had like numerous countries such as Amsterdam, Dubai, Tokyo, kind of specific countries, but not like they definitely left out countries. I understand why they didn't have the United States. She just did a bunch of stuff in the US for Something Beautiful. So totally get that. But I wonder what that means. Like, it has to be next week, right? Like the week that her album comes out. I just wonder what that means. Like, is she going to have something like in theaters like she did in New York? Like the Spotify listening event? Or is it going to be something virtual? I don't know. I'm intrigued. So we might be talking about that next week too, depending on any news we get on that. Hopefully, if you're in any of the countries that she listed on her graphic, you entered for a chance. So I'm sorry that if you aren't able to even enter for a chance to attend those events. The tracklist did officially drop. She officially released the tracklist, even though the fandom's already kind of known about what was on the tracklist. She officially confirmed it with a cool little promo video that she posted. So that was really exciting. And with that tracklist dropping, that little promo video she did for the tracklist, Easy Lover snippet was attached to it. I kind of wasn't expecting to get an Easy Lover preview, or at least another song preview before the album drops. So I wonder if after the album drops, if her team is going to try to push Easy Lover to radio and make that like the next single. I mean, they would be missing out on an opportunity if they don't. Becky and I have been talking about Easy Lover since we listened to it. We were like, this is GP potential. Honestly, kind of shocked they didn't push Easy Lover first instead of End of the World. Now that I've like listened to both, I feel like, I don't know, End of the World did deserve more, but I feel like Easy Lover is more general public friendly. Like I feel like the general public would eat up Easy Lover more than End of the World, at least in my opinion. And I wonder like if they've always intended to push Easy Lover, or if hearing how the reaction was to the Spotify listening party, I wonder if they took that into consideration to push it. I don't know. But I think it's going to go well if they market it the right way. I saw a guy online talking about, like, why is Miley's new era flopping? Or not flopping, I should say, but I guess by like her standards, if you compare it to some of her big catalog music. I guess it kind of is, And like I personally expected More to Lose to do better than it did. It didn't even debut in the Billboard Top 100 first week, which is concerning. But also, guys, like I said, I don't really think she cares too much about that. Like after she got the Flowers success, let's watch this Zane Lowe interview promo because she talks a little bit about this and I found it really interesting. She looks so good, y'all.
Your whole career, you've been trying to find.
First, I need to talk about her look in the Zane Lowe interview promo. She's like a model. She's like a statue. Like, I'm like too ugly to look at her, I feel. Like, she just looks so good.
New ways to remain true to the craft.
After I had Flowers, after I felt that validation that somewhere inside of me needed to feel, I really felt free to make the album that I've been craving kind of my whole adult career, living and being and experiencing, love and family and nature. I found something beautiful. This to me is pop music in its fullest form.
Pop music in its fullest form is such a good way to describe something beautiful. Totally understand what she means there. Because she's done pop music before, but she's never done it in a way that it's like the fullest form. Like she said, this is Miley's first time going all in. Not just musically, not just lyrically, but visually. We have not seen this before. I think her comment about she finally felt the validation to be able to do this kind of project, something beautiful. I love hearing her be that vulnerable because she's definitely put on a front before where she's like, specifically the Grammys, but in other ways, I don't care about awards. Even when she was accepting her Grammy, she's like, this still, like, I still would have loved the song. It's whatever. But to hear her say that she got the validation she needed is so like human of her to say that, because obviously like we all want the validation. We all want the awards. We all want, like she has mentioned before, we all want to be loved. So I love that she said that. And I'm happy for Flowers simply for the fact that it gave us something beautiful. I think I love Flowers more for the fact that it gave us this new album, Something Beautiful, than the song itself. Like, obviously, I've always loved Flowers. Was really shocked when it blew up like it did. I'm not going to lie. Flowers being her biggest song of her entire 20 plus long career, or about 20 year long career, is insane to me. Like, you're telling me Flowers is bigger than Party in the USA or The Climb or Wrecking Ball? Kind of crazy to me, but it is. And I like it more for the fact that it's given us something beautiful. So Easy Lover snippet is out. The TikTok sound, make sure you use that if you're feeling the song. I already know some of the lyrics because I've listened to the preview so many times. I'm like bopping around in my little kitchen. She also posted on TikTok her dancing the choreography to Easy Lover. And it gave me such like 2020 vibes when Miley would post like dancing videos on her TikTok in the early TikTok days. That was the vibe it gave me. But she's doing she's giving choreography with Easy Lover. And I need to learn it. But basically, yeah. So I need to learn that dance. But I love when Miley does choreography. Like, we are so back. I feel like she only does choreography. She truly cares. Does she care enough to do choreography? Because then she'll do it. That's how I feel about it. Before we dive into voicemails, we have a lot of voicemails from you guys. If you don't know, if you want to leave us a voice message, you can go to speakpipe.com/talkmileytomepodcast. It's also in the show notes. It's on our Instagram. And it's really easy. You can just pull it up on your phone, record a voice message. It sends to us and we react to it on the podcast. So today, since I am solo this week, I'm going to have you guys keep me company with your voice messages. And it'll be like you guys are co-hosting with me. It'll be really fun. And thank you guys also, if you did send a voice message, first off, thank you so much for sending one. I know it takes a little bit of effort to like pull it up and say something. So I really appreciate that. And also just thank you for listening if you made it this far.
Hello, girls. I am from Lithuania. My name is Arturas. I am a big Miley Cyrus fan.
Hello.
I love your podcast and I always try to watch it. I want to ask if Miley has ever participated in your podcast or if you have talked to her live.
Thank you for the question. Arturus, I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you. No, she's never been on our podcast. That would be crazy. I don't even know what I would do, to be honest. I'd be like, how did we get here? Like, this is insane. Obviously, like, if the opportunity came, yeah, we got to do it. But I think I would freak out. I wouldn't freak out in a way of like screaming. I would just be so stunned. And no, I've actually never met Miley. And Becky hasn't either. So one day, maybe.
Hello.
Hey.
This is Mikey D. I just
Hi.
met you at Federalis in Logan Square. And I want you to talk Miley to me. I hope you have the best time when you see her. And it's going to be so amazing. Go to New York. It's going to be amazing. And I hope you have the best time. And follow me. I am not a celebrity or an important person, but you can still follow me, and it's at mdegeeds. And that's about it. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.
Thank you, Mikey. Is it Mikey or Mike? It says Mike on the computer screen, but I think you said Mikey D. Hi, Mikey D. Thank you for wishing us the best time in Times Square. So we're catching up on some voicemails. So he sent this back when we were going to New York. So last minute. So thank you so much. I'll have to find you on Instagram and we'll follow you back. Thanks for sending a voice message.
Hi, it's Nicole. First off, I'm just so happy you guys got to go to the event last night. That is so freaking awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.
It's currently 6 a.m. I'm laying in bed watching everyone's videos from last night and reactions, and everyone has such positive things to say, and it's making me so excited for May 30th. And I mean, I just want to know everything. How did you guys get the invite? I guess my invite got lost in the mail, but
I just paused it. So she might be asking some of the questions we've already answered in our Something Beautiful album reaction podcast episode. So if you guys haven't watched that or listened to that, go back and listen to that. I think it was episode 93. But it's all about Something Beautiful, all about our reactions and everything. I like how you were like, I think I lost my invite in the mail.
Did you guys get to talk to her at all?
No.
Any pictures with her?
No.
And I'm sure you'll tell us all this, but oh my gosh, I just can't wait to hear everything you guys have to say. What was each of your favorite tracks? I don't want to know, but I heard that there's a really cool feature. So I want to hear your take on that. How were the visuals? I heard there's really great choreo.
Yes.
So oh my
Such
gosh,
good
I just can't wait
choreography.
to hear everything you guys have to say. And again, I'm just so happy for you guys. That is iconic and sickening that you guys got to go. Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nicole. Also shout out Nicole. We message back and forth sometimes. You're a sweetie, and I feel like you're just like us. You're just a girl that loves Miley Cyrus. And I love that. But yeah, we did answer a lot of those questions on our previous episode, which you sent this before that was out.
Hi, it's me again. I forgot another question. So with how public she's been and after last night, does this change your mind about if you think she's going to tour or not? And does the film have like a story to it? Is it like one full like story, like kind of like a movie, or is it just like different music videos, or does it kind of make sense when you see it all together? All right, that's it. Bye.
So those are actually good questions that I don't think we did answer fully on our Something Beautiful episode. So it is like music videos pieced together. Something Beautiful is. It's not like a traditional movie where there's talking and speaking and things like that. It's kind of just like pushed together music videos. It does make sense. They all flow together very well, I think. And I think you can tell there is a bit of a story if you pay attention. It does take some you really have to think about it. I compare it a lot to The Wall, actually. We did a whole episode on that. But The Wall, to me, was also kind of like you really had to pay attention to understand what the story was. And I feel like that's how Something Beautiful is, in my opinion. What was your first question? Oh, you asked if that changed our mind on if she's going to tour. I don't think she's going to tour this album. I would love to see it, and I'd love to be proved wrong. I would love to be proved wrong. I feel like in her mind, this album is a film that is going to be released to theaters. I feel like she thinks of that as like a way of touring without touring, maybe. I don't know. I guess I don't see some of these, because it is a film, I'm having a hard time like imagining her touring these songs. I would love to be proved wrong. Hey, 2026, if Miley wants to do a freaking tour, I'm so seated. I'm so here for it. I'm taking out my kidney and selling it to buy tickets, all the things. But I don't think so. I know. I hate to be the bad news, but this next one is from Cassidy. Hello, Cassidy.
Hi, Molly. Hey, Becky. This is Cassidy. I'm a huge fan of your podcast, and I've been a huge Miley fan since Hannah Montana, of course.
Yes.
And I can't wait for Something Beautiful on May 30th. And I'm so happy for you too.
Thank you.
Got to go to the Spotify event in New York to listen and view the visual album before anyone else. That's amazing. I'm so happy for
Thank
you
you.
too. And from what you two are saying about it, I'm so pumped. I've been hearing a lot of positive feedback on it from people who were there. I just want to ask, what song from Something Beautiful do you think is the most lyrically vulnerable, lyric-wise and production-wise on Something Beautiful?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. So we mentioned that when we did see it, some of the being in the theater, the production and the music was so loud that it made it kind of hard sometimes to tell what she was singing, like the lyrics. So this answer might change just because I've only heard it once altogether. But I think from a first listen, her most vulnerable, both, I may be lyric, but definitely also just production-wise, probably also lyric, is Pretend You're God. That one has to be, I think, her most vulnerable. Because when I was watching Pretend You're God, I just felt like it's so crazy because that was definitely the most emotional performance I've ever seen her give. I just felt so shocked and like in a state of like, not necessarily sadness, but it's like I felt the emotions that she was portraying. The visual element really helped me get there, I think, but also the music was very intense. And although I don't know the lyrics specifically, because like I said, it was a one time in a movie theater, I feel like that one might be her most vulnerable song from a production standpoint and a lyric standpoint together. Pretend You're God. I mean, a lot of them are so vulnerable, but that one I just keep going back to because I remember how I felt watching it. And it was truly the one time where I was kind of like frozen. Like the other songs, I was like, kind of glancing at Lorian and glancing at Becky and being like, like gasping and or dancing, whatever. But pretend You're God. I was truly like, yeah, like I was just so shocked. So that's a good question. I'm gonna do Pretend You're God for that one. Nicole.
Hi guys, it's Nicole, your biggest fan.
Yeah.
I just finished watching the podcast and I watched the vlog yesterday, of course.
Oh, thank
and
you.
I'm just, again, so happy for you guys. You guys looked amazing. You looked
Thank
so
you.
happy. And
Yes.
I'm just so happy for you guys. That is just the coolest experience. And
Thank you. A side note, one of my friends from that lives in Arizona. She was actually my sorority big. She like messaged me and she was like, can't believe you went into this. You were glowing. I'm like, yeah, that was honestly like the happiest I've been in a long time.
I hope one day I get to do something like that. But
Yes.
yeah, I really couldn't be happier to see other Miley fans be excited for what she's releasing and just being able to do something like that. I mean, I feel like she's never done anything like this. I feel like she's been so active and, just meeting so many fans, and
Yeah.
it's just making me excited. I just love
I know.
seeing people getting to do this. So after watching the podcast, one question I thought of that I wanted to ask you guys was, what specifically from the movie Mandy and Pink Floyd's The Wall do you think influenced Miley? She obviously, we all know she referenced those as inspiration or an influence, and I was just curious to know if you guys saw anything while watching the film, like, oh, that kind of reminds me of The Wall, or that kind of reminds me of Mandy. So yeah, just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Congrats again, guys. So happy for you and can't wait for next week's episode. Bye.
Thanks, Nicole. You are such a sweetie. So I would say The Wall from a standpoint, and I mentioned this earlier, but The Wall from a standpoint of like that it is a visual album, like it has these visual components with it. It's telling a story, but you have to like pay attention to get it. But also there's a few things. We've talked about this I think before, but her More to Lose outfit, it's a Mugler outfit, but it's the one where she's like in a black suit type of outfit and she has the covering going over her face. It's very eerie and dark feeling. That outfit looks a lot like towards the end of The Wall, where Pink, the main character in The Wall, is going through this like mental breakdown of some sorts, and he is in this whole new attire. It's the same vibe as that. Like, that's the first thing I noticed, and I kind of noticed that from the trailer, seeing that outfit. Some of the intensity of, like, Pretend You're God, some of that intensity gives me The Wall vibes, because The Wall is an intense movie. But it definitely is, like, her own thing at the same time. Like, it's not really just like The Wall, but it's like a pop opera, like she said. It's pop to its fullest potential. So, and I think for Mandy, I would say like a lot of the way it's creatively looking, like a lot of the color scheme, and just from like a filmography stance of maybe how it's color graded, some of that kind of gives me Mandy vibes, but I'm more familiar with The Wall, so I guess I can speak a little bit more to that.
Hi, Molly and Becky. First of all, this podcast is everything. I can't believe it just came across my desk a couple weeks ago.
Girl,
I've already
where you
almost been through the whole thing, but I'm just obsessed with it. I love you guys.
Thank you.
I love your friendship. It reminds me so much of me and my best friend. Which, side note, we've been to 5 Miley shows together. Bangers.
Goals.
Dead Pets, huge flex. Then I don't know if you guys remember during Younger Now when she was doing these radio festival shows.
Yeah.
But we went to 2 of those. Noah was also there.
Yes. It was like Wango Tango, I think, was one of them. Also, anyone that went to the Milky Milky tour, the biggest flex. I'm so sorry. It didn't even come near me, so I did not go, but what I would give.
And then most recently we went to Attention, which was actually the exact same show that they recorded the album at, the one in LA. So also major flex. Anyway, I just love you guys.
Thank you.
I love hearing you guys talk about Miley. And you do such a good job at it too. Like, it's so well researched. And I just love it. Anyway, I want to talk about More to Lose. So I'm seeing a lot about how it's like, oh, like Angels Like You and Side Away. And I'm not sure if people are just saying that because those are also ballads. But to me, it's seriously giving Breakout, specifically Bottom of the Ocean and Simple Song. Especially like the la da 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 na, la da da da, like reminds me so much of the na 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 nas. So am I alone in this, or do you guys get where I'm coming from? Am I way off, or let me know what you think. Thank you. Love you guys.
Oh, thank you so much, Genevieve. Thank you. And girl, yes, welcome. I totally understand what you mean, because her vocals and More to Lose are giving Breakout, Time of Our Lives, Miley vocals. I don't know. It's like, this is what she really meant when she said she feels so much younger now. I think we're just now realizing, like, or she's just now realizing that she is so much younger now, because her vocals have been giving early Miley. Like, I think with Plastic Hearts, she kind of went into this more like grungy, like a little bit more alto, rough voice, which totally love. And I think she does have elements of that in this new film and album. However, More to Lose is definitely more of that like feminine vocal style that she used to do earlier in her career. And like Easy Lover to me, the snippet, and I'm pretty sure when I was listening to it too, Easy Lover to me gives like bangers a little bit, which is more of that earlier vocal style that she used to do. Easy Lover reminds me a lot of Get It Right vibes from Bangers. Like it just gives me the same vocal style that she used for Bangers. And I totally know what you mean. I think we also like in a previous episode, we compared More to Lose to Obsessed, which came out like right around breakout time with Time of Our Lives. So you are not alone, girl. I totally know what you mean, especially Bottom of the Ocean. Because Bottom of the Ocean is such a like deep song, and I feel like More to Lose is also the same.
Hey guys, I'm a new fan here. I just recently started watching the podcast a
Hi,
few weeks ago,
Carlos.
and I've been hooked ever since. I've been a huge Miley fan since 2006, since the Hannah days. So it's really refreshing to find a podcast that just talks all things Miley. I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think Miley will be going on a tour soon? Like the Something Beautiful tour?
That would be
And
everything.
if she does, which songs do you think will be included on the set list? Or what songs would you like to hear on a set list now that it's been a few years since she's been on tour? Do you think she'll also incorporate any Hannah songs? And if she does, which songs do you want to hear? I hope to hear back from you guys soon. Take care.
Hey, Carlos. Thank you for joining us. So listen, going back to my other statement, I totally hope that she does decide to tour. I don't think she would, but if she did tour, obviously some of those like very pop GP friendly songs from Something Beautiful, End of the World would be on there. Easy Lover would be on there. More to Lose just because it was a single. Something Beautiful, I think she would put on there. I don't know. I like to say Something Beautiful would be on there, but it is such a kind of like jarring sound from a production standpoint, and she like screams in it. I don't know if she'd want to do that on stage every night. That could like damage her vocal cords if she's always like up there screaming. But let's see. Walk of Fame, possibly. I could see her doing like some mashups from the Something Beautiful album. I mean, there's only 13 tracks with Something Beautiful, so I would like to hope she would do almost all of them. She'd obviously do Flowers. Flowers is her new Party in the USA. She's always going to be asked to do it. It was really cool the last time, like when she went on this Attention tour, she did like a little something of everything from her whole career. Like she was doing Seven Things and she was doing Malibu. She did Do It. She did Plastic Hearts. Like there was a lot of things going on. So I really wouldn't know what to expect for a new tour, but I think she would do those songs for sure. Definitely Angels Like You she would do. That's such a fan favorite. Thank you for sending it in. Okay, we have 3 more voicemails. La 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 la.
Guys, it's me again.
Hey.
I left you guys a message yesterday talking about my hot take of More to Lose and Breakout. And I was just thinking about ballads. And I'm listening to an old episode of yours where you guys were talking about some of the leaked. I know it's taboo. But if you guys haven't heard Cold Blooded, I think it was supposed to be on Plastic Hearts. That is just the ballad of all ballads. Like, I don't understand that we live in a world where that song didn't make it onto Plastic Hearts. So if you
Girl.
guys haven't heard Cold Blooded, please, I beg of you. I just know you're going to be just as obsessed as I am. Okay, love you guys. Bye.
So I have heard Cold Blooded before, but it's been so long that I actually don't remember what it sounds like. Let me go ahead and listen to it.
Rain is pouring down and I'm looking out the window thinking I'm away.
Ooh. The vocals are vocaling. Wow, when she screams like that, who can scream that good? Like, what other pop girly can scream like that, you know? On a side note, like, should we talk about leaks? I feel like we got our blessing from Miley, right? For her Spotify event when she was like, yeah, you can go listen to them. They're giving. And it's been like an ongoing struggle because I feel like a lot of the listeners of the podcast have requested us to talk about leaks and rank leaks and just discuss leaks because I feel like they're such a huge part of Miley's discography, even though they shouldn't have been out. But it's not like we're leaking them. They're just like, honestly, most of the time, I'm not looking for leaks. Like, they come and find me. The algorithm's like, girl, we know you like Miley. Here's some illegal Miley. Like, that's what the algorithm does to me, like on Twitter and stuff. So it's not my fault. It's not my fault. But yes, that one, I can't believe we live in a world where a lot of her leaks aren't out. There's so many that we don't have on streaming that deserve to be out in the public.
Hi, it's Nicole. Just listened to the most recent episode and it was amazing as always. We just got the announcement today that the film is only going to be out for one night in theaters. And I was curious to know what you guys thought about that. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was going to be out a little longer, but you know, if there's any theaters around me playing it, I definitely will be seeing it. My husband is so generous and so sweet, and he did actually get us tickets to the Tribeca Film Festival to see it. And I have no clue what the heck I'm going to wear to that, but
I'm going to pause you there so I don't forget everything you're saying. One, it is crazy that it's only one night. That's annoying because it's coming out in the United States for one night in select theaters. The Something Beautiful album is on June 12th, which is, I'm going to be gone. I'm going to Bonnaroo. I go to Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival every year. This will actually be my 5th Bonnaroo. But of course, but you know what? The universe works in a really weird way because I did get invited to the Spotify event and I did get to see Something Beautiful in theaters like a month before it comes out. So I'm really not complaining. It's almost like the universe knew that I would not be available on June 12th or near a theater at all to see this to see this film in a theater. I hope they change their mind and they end up pushing it out more than one night. I know the Best of Both Worlds tour concert movie was originally only supposed to be out for like a weekend or for like a week, and they ended up extending it indefinitely because of the demand. I know the Hannah Montana era was like a whole different series of like demand, you know, but hopefully maybe they see that people really want to listen to it and they'll push it out, or maybe they're going to add it to streaming immediately. But I'm just telling you guys, if you have the opportunity to go to a theater and watch Something Beautiful in a theater, like a cinematic theater, it's a whole different experience. Like, I am upset because I want to go do it again on June 12th, but I can't. So definitely go do that if you can. Also, girl, you did tell me that you got tickets to the Tribeca Film Festival. That is insane. You are going to be living. You'll be seeing it in a theater there. You're going to know exactly what I mean or what I'm talking about, how different it is when you're seeing it in a theater. You're going to love it. I'm also really happy for you. Your husband, your man, is a keeper. We love supportive partners that support our obsession. We do.
excited. I just can't wait to see what you guys saw and, you know, pick what my favorite songs are and just see all the visuals and the looks and everything and see if there's any surprises. If there are any surprises, all of you that got to see it are doing a very good job at keeping the secrets. So I'm just so curious. But yeah, I just want to know what you guys thought about the film only being out for one night and what you guys think is going to be like the biggest song from the album, or like what is going to be like the general public's favorite song, or
Easy Lover.
what you think could potentially go on the radio. But yeah, curious to see what you guys think. Bye.
Easy Lover is going to be the song. Easy Lover. Okay, last voice message is from Frida.
Hi guys, I'm Frida, but you might
Hey.
be know me for my Miley account,
Yes.
Youngest Miley.
Hey,
And the
girl.
reason I'm sending this audio is because I know that you already said your favorite song of the album. I know that Molly is Reborn and Becky is Moto Lose. But I want your thoughts of Pretend You're God because I listened like a snip for 3 seconds and it sounds to me so good. But I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it's not.
No, it is.
So I want you to tell me, what do you think about the song? And by the way, I love your podcast and hope my audio be on the next episode. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, girl. You're so cute. I do love your Miley account. Thank you so much for sending in your voice message and for listening. So, love that you asked that. We already talked about Pretend You're God a little bit on this, but going back to Pretend You're God, like, it might actually be my favorite because it is the one I'm like most intrigued to go back and like watch and listen to again because, like I mentioned, I just went to a full stop. I was breathless. I think it's going to be a huge fan favorite. It might end up being my favorite. I was definitely between that and Reborn when I was thinking about my favorite song. And honestly, those could change. I feel like I have to like sit and like marinate an album for a little bit to really pick my favorite, you know? But yeah, thanks, girl. I think Pretend You're God. People are so excited to see that one. I've asked you guys on Twitter, I'm like, what like track are you like most excited to listen to or watch? And almost everyone has said Pretend You're God because it's so good. Even the title alone is like pretty intense if you think about it. So Patreon this week, we are actually going to be early releasing our 2008 part 1 on our Patreon. If you want to be a Patreon member and support our podcast, you can do so by going to patreon.com/talkmileytomepodcast. It is $5 a month, and you get a bonus episode every week on our Patreon. And this week we're deciding to early release 2008 part 1. We will eventually be releasing 2008 part 1 publicly, but it's probably going to be a while given that we're in the middle of like an era and album release. But I know a lot of y'all have been wondering, where is 2008 part 1? If you want it early, you can go to our Patreon. Also, when I see Becky next week, we're probably going to do some Patreon exclusive content in person. So we typically will like early release vlogs and stuff over there too. So if you want to go do that, you can click the link in our show notes below. That is all I have for you today. Thank you for listening. If you've made it this far in the episode, you've just heard me, Molly, yap by myself. And honestly, it's really easy for me to do that. I also have a personal YouTube channel if you want to support me over there. I'm going to try to upload more pop culture reactions and content there. Everything else about pop culture besides Miley will be at my other channel. And I will put that link in the show notes here as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We will be back next week with an exciting Something Beautiful episode talking about her interviews and just whatever else is to come before her album releases next week. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.